Hello and welcome to Vimek. Hello and welcome to Vimek live product display. We are at a place here in the assembly factory in Vimek, and we are in Vindeln in the north of Sweden. And today we are going to show our machines and talk about them and specifications and stuff like that. And then I want all of you followers to ask questions about the machines, and I will try my best to answer them as good as I can. And it will be really interesting also to know from which countries you are looking at this. So let's start with the 610 that we have behind us. We will go and look at that machine a little bit. If you follow me, this is a Vimek 610.4, and this is a small compact forwarder with a 5-ton loading capacity, and it has a 55 kilowatt engine powered by Caterpillar inside of it. We can look inside of the machine. You have mini joysticks on the machine, and all the functions are, this is forward, neutral, reverse, and you have 3 different drive modes on this button. We go in here and look. We have stabilization cylinders on it, so no supporting legs on the machine. And this is automatic, so when you release the throttle, it will lock the stabilization, and we start driving, it will release it. And you can also force these cylinders if you want it to push at any side. And the crane on this machine is a P25 crane with a telescopic crane, so you have an extra reach of 1.2 meters. And this machine is also equipped with the Vimek tilt grapple. That makes it possible to tilt when you take out the logs standing. And then you have the brake link, so when you tilt up the grapple, this link will break, and then you can take out the logs standing and put them down here on the trailer of the machine. And the machine is 6-wheeled drive, and it's powered by Robson drive, and you have cylinders inside of this that pushes the wheels together. And the benefit with this is that it's possible to release it when you're driving on the road, and then you can compress it when you come into the forest to get a better traction.
We have a question. What is drive modes?
Drive modes. We have 3 different drive modes on the machine. One is Eco, and then we have Forest 1 and Forest 2. And on the drive mode Forest 1 and 2, the machine will become more stiff in the transmission. And on the Eco mode, it will be more loosened, and also it will go faster. And the transmission will listen to the engine, so the RPM on the engine will stay lower to keep the fuel consumption lower. And when you go to the forest mode, it will become more stiff, because that's what you use when you drive in the forest. And feel free just to drop in questions whenever you have some questions, and Emma will let me know, and I will try to answer them. And something that is also, we can say, about the driving on this back end is that it's possible to equip this machine with boogie tracks. So you can have Olofsfors boogie tracks on this machine.
We have a question.
Yeah.
How many hours are these drives likely to last before they wear? Are they wearable pads to replace?
On which, on the tracks or on these ones?
It says how many hours, these drives.
Yeah, you can replace these rubber plates.
Will they outlast the tires?
Yeah, they will. Shall we go on? You can also equip this machine with different options like winch, so you can have a winch that you can control by radio. Should we go and look at the harvester? And then we can see if we need to go back if someone has some more questions.
Yes.
This is the Vimek 404 T8. And this is our harvester. And it has something that is quite unique, that we have steering on 2 axles. So you both have this, the front axle is steerable, and the waist. And it means that you can go inside of in the forest and search, and it's really narrow. With this option with 500 wheels, the width is 2.5, and if you choose 400 wheels, then it will be the same wheels as on the 610 behind us. Then it's 1.8 meters in the width of the machine.
We have a question about the winch. Where does the winch mount?
The winch is mounted. Let's go and take it. We have a winch here. If we go out to the assembly line, we will see. Like this is the winch mounted. This is the small 606, our smallest forwarder. We will go through it more in the future, but let's jump back to the 404. And the crane on this machine is a 4.6 meter crane. And this machine is also equipped with road lights, extra hydraulic oil cooler. And we have built 404 for quite a while. In the beginning it was 404R, then it became 404T, T3, T4, T5, T6, then we had SE, and now it's T8. And the biggest difference compared from SE to T8 is that we have a bigger engine, a bigger hydraulic pump, and also the fluid will go straight out to the harvester head. So more power and more power also in the harvester head. We can go around and look a little bit at inside of the cabin. The cabin is the same as on the 610. The joysticks are a bit different because you have more buttons on them to be able to control the harvester head. And for bucking system, we have 2 different options, but both options are from DASA control system in Sweden. And this one is the simple model of bucking system that we have, and this is called H50. And that is a priority bucking system, which means that you put in your own products and lengths, and the harvester will know what it should do. And if you choose the H70, which is a bigger computer, then you will get Stanford 2010, and it means that you are possible to put in. It's a value bucking, so you can put in price lists, and the computer will know what it should do. But this display is really simple, so we can hit it on if we want to see. Both of the systems are touch screens. And you are also possible with this machine. With this, we can put it in English. See? You have the possibility for remote support. So you can choose either to have a router inside of the machine or just to use your cellular phone. And you can connect from the machine direct to your service supporter with Vimek or with Vimek directly, so we can go in and do settings and upgrade the machine from distance. I think it's a really benefit that you can have that. And this is also, this has a preheater, Abel's pressure preheater. We can look at the harvester head. It's interesting to see a little bit of that. When we're walking through, we can also say that we have the same stabilization on this machine also, so it's 2 cylinders that locks the frame lock on the machine. This machine is equipped with a Keto harvester head. This is a Keto forced V4 head, and you can also choose to equip the machine with a Nissela 325 head. What is quite special with the Keto head is that you have this tracks for the limbing of the tree, so you will get a high torque, though it's such a small head. And the cutting diameter of the harvester head is 30 centimeters. And it has both length and diameter, so the computer will know both the length of the log and also the diameter. So, should we look at our little bigger forwarder also? This is Vimek 870. And this is our biggest forwarder. It's a 7-ton forwarder with a loading capacity of 7 ton. So you have the loading ratio 1:1, which is quite unique today. And this machine has a different cabin, so it's a bigger cabin on this machine. We can open up so you can see a little bit the side also. And it's a fully driven 8-wheeled machine. So you have bogies both in the front and also here in the rear. And the bogie has also a steering, so the bogie will steer when you're out driving. And you have one sensor inside this and one sensor in the middle joint.
We have one question.
Yeah.
If you can sit in the seat and have a look around.
Yeah. We can also look at this roof window that we have. And I can turn around so you can see how you have a good space inside of the cabin.
And can you show the display?
Yeah. This is the main page on the display. So it's a touch screen also. So if you press this, for example, you can see it jumps between the different things. And if we swipe aside, we have an extra page where we can put on lights and stuff like that. And then if we go to settings, you will have different settings if you want to set the machine, or if you want to set the crane, if you want to do some adjustments or something like that. If you want to change the operator, if you want to see something about the engine, transmission, and stuff like that. And this machine is also equipped with the possibility to, it has something that is called Vimek Connect. So we can log on to the machine from Vimek, and we can do settings from here, and you can also start your diesel heater and stuff like that with your phone from this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was talking about earlier here was the bogie steering, and that we have one sensor inside of here and one in the middle, and you can choose if you want the bogie steering to be automatic or if you want to steer it yourself. And if you choose the automatic mode, then it will listen to the transmission, and it will steer the bogie just when you're driving. So when you're standing still, it won't steer, but when you start driving, it will start steering by yourself, so you don't need to think about it. The width of the machine is 2.3 meters, and we have different options on tires. This is equipped with 500 tires, and it's also possible to choose 550 tires if you want wider tires on it.
And we have one more question.
Yeah.
Is this a direct drive rather than hydraulic motor to the rear wheels?
No, it's direct drive. So we have a drive shaft that is connected all the way. So no hydraulic drive. And then on the cranes, we have two different options. This is the FC45 double telescopic, and that's a crane that has 8.5 meters of reach. And then we also have the FC4 that has 6.7 meters, only has a single telescopic. And we have one of those cranes here in the assembly lines. We will go and look at that also. And we can go here and see. Here you have extra camera also, and some lights in the back, and also tail lights. Here we have displaying of showing where direction you will turn signal, that's the name. Brake lights, and when you turn on the lights on the machine, this will also help. And here you can see the bogie sensor. The sensor for the steering, for the middle joint that is located inside of this. And something also can be good to say when we're standing here is that when you're doing some service or something in the machine, you just pop out these and can lift the cabin. And the cabin will lift this way, so you can access all the hoses and stuff like that under the cabin. And this also has a 55 kilowatt Caterpillar engine. You can open the hood. Here you can see the heart of the machine. And we have tried to put all filters and stuff like that, so it's easy access from one point. So you have the diesel filter, the engine oil filter, and here you have the pre-filter for the hydraulic. We can go and look at the smaller crane, the shorter crane also. And here you can see a 870 that is being built right now. So the cabin is not put up here yet, so it could be interesting maybe for people to see how it looks when it's not ready. And here you see the drive shaft on the machine that goes all the way back. The machine is also equipped with central lubrication, so you will have a central lubrication inside of this that will lubricate the waist of the machine and also the rear steering of the bogie. Here we have the other crane option, the FC4. Also crane up crane, produced also here in Vindeln. And this machine will also be equipped with the Vimek brake link and tilt grapple. And here you can see the cabin also under, before the seat is in place. Then I think we will go and look at the 606. This is a Vimek 606 that is under assembling, and this is our smallest forwarder. It is a 3-ton forwarder that weighs 2.9 tons and has a loading capacity of 3, as I told you. And it has a small, now we have locked. Small Kubota engine, 3-cylinder diesel. And it's driven by clutches. So you have a primary clutch and a secondary clutch and a drive belt that drives it. And it makes it really simple and works well. We have manufacturers a lot of these machines. And if you look inside the cabin, you can see you have some easier type of levers in it. And this has also Robson drive, but a different type of Robson, so we will push them up and down. But it's also with a drive shaft and fully driven. And this machine also has the stabilization, so you don't need any support legs on it. And over here, so we can close this so Emma can pass by.
Thanks.
Here we have a 404 that is being mounted. So here you can see how the engine is, and if you go on that side, Emma will go on this. Here you have the hydraulic pump, or pumps. This is for crane and moving the machine, and then you have two small pumps also on the machine. And here we have the electrical harness of the machine. And both the 610 and the 404 and the 606 is based on a gearbox. The same gearbox, we just put some different things on it, but it's the same gearbox on it. And if we go here, we can see a little bit how here you have a engine for a 606 and how it looks when it's not put in. The hydraulics pumps. And here we have some more things that we have start pre-assembling. We have this place where they start pre-assembling things, and then we have the final mounting places for. We have 3 different final mounting places. We talked about a bit earlier. We talked about boogie tracks for the 610, and on the 870 it's also possible to have boogie tracks, but there you can choose to have boogie tracks both on the front end and the rear end. And if you choose to put boogie tracks on the 870, we actually have one here that you can see how they look. This is the boogie tracks that you put onto the machine. And then you can also choose to have chains for the machine, snow chains. So it's just a matter of how you want it. Is it that anyone that has any questions?
No, not right now.
Not right
Oh, here.
now.
Yes. Can you go back to the 610 and have a look at the cab? I might have missed this in the beginning.
Of course, of course. I can jump inside of this. So this is the cab in the 610, and here you can also choose from different shear options. This is air suspended shear, and then you can choose also the BG 7000, and that is the same shear that we have in the 870 and both in the 404. And then we have the main switch power here. So we can put on the main switch, and we can put on the. You have a display here when you where you display different function of the machine. So here we see the hydraulic temperature. Here you see the engine temperature, and here you see the fuel amount. And if you have some problem, you will get some alarms on this. And then you can go step aside. If you get some alarm, you will see where you got an alarm. And you can see some engine hours or diesel level or hydraulic level. And here you can set, if you can choose to have pumps for filling fuel and filling hydraulic oil. Then you can choose when they should stop. And also you can choose when you want the hydraulic oil cooler to start. And then we also have on this, we have You see the stickers, step 1 and step 2. It means that you can connect your phone to the machine for doing settings. So if I take up my phone and I just do like that, I scan number 1, connect, and then I scan number 2 and press this.
Not the best connection.
Let me see why. No. I'm in too many places at the same time.
Yeah. Do you have internet? No. Is the 610 a direct drive or only hydraulic to the rear wheels?
No, it's direct drive. On all Vimek machine, it's direct drive. Someone is closing the...
Yeah.
I need to put on the lights. So Emma, you can show around a little bit and I will go and put on the lights. Someone is... Everybody's thinking that it's... quick for the day.
It's Friday, so everyone is very quick to go home. So here is what the factory looks like in the dark. There we go.
Now, we got lights again.
Yes. And now we have some more questions here.
Yeah.
Are the crane options for the 610?
Yeah. You can choose from 2 different cranes of the 610. I will go and stand there and... you have this P25 telescopic that is on this machine, and then you have the P25 without the telescopic. And if you choose without the telescopic, it's 5.2 meters of length, and it's 1.2 meters extra with the telescopic. And then we can also talk a little bit.
They also want to see from the seat, sitting in it.
Yeah, jump in, Emma.
Oh, yes. We'll get there. Let's see. There we go. There.
Any more questions? No?
I see there are 2 doors.
Yeah. One door here, the other side.
Can you get in or out in both sides?
Yeah, you can. But you usually just use one door. But of course you can go away from this side also. No problem. And then we can go out.
Yes.
Something I also wanted to talk about is the 404. that we have another option on the 404 also. We have something that's called 404 Duo. And if you choose the 404 Duo, then you will have the same transmission as on the 610, and you will have the possibility to put on a trailer. So you will have a coupling like you have on a car, where you put a trailer on, and you will have a drive shaft that comes out here and will drive the trailer. And the trailer is the same trailer as in the 610. And then you will have also a little bit longer crane on the 404, so you will have a 5.2 meter crane. And you will have a quick joint on the rotator that makes it possible to shift from the harvester head to a grapple. So then you can harvest with this machine, and then you can change to a grapple and collect the trees with the same machine. So I think it's a real benefit. Has it popped
Cool.
up? Any more questions?
Yes, soon. Let's see. Please have your questions now, if you want. Still have some time.
Yeah, we have all the time.
Yeah, we got lots of time.
Yeah, so feel free. It's now or never.
Cool.
Maybe you should jump inside of the cabin of the 404 also. So here you see you have the same display as on the 610. And here we have a reverse camera, so you can see without turning. And this is the bucking system. And as I talked about earlier, it's a really easy system to navigate around. So if you, for example, want to do some changing in the harvester head, you just go to tilt, for example. And there you have different settings. And you can choose to move keys. So for example, on this joysticks, if you want to move any key, you don't want to have a, for example, a standard is the saw is here. If you want to move it, it's possible to move it wherever you want. And also these buttons you can choose to program, and you can have different settings to different drivers. So if you have one driver who wants has one button settings, you can have another driver that has a different button settings.
Can you get it in pink?
Of course, everything is possible. This is a matter of price, but of course we can manage to do that. So have this popped up any more questions in your minds? Otherwise I think we will say goodbye from north of Sweden, and we haven't, one more thing, we haven't got any answers from where you're looking, or have you got some questions?
Yeah, no. Let's see. Can you show the direct drive system on the 610?
We don't have any. What we can see is actually the output of the gearbox that comes out here, and then you have a drive shaft that goes inside here, and here you have an axle inside, and on the axle we have mounted these. So it's quite hard to otherwise I need to take apart a lot of things to show you everything, and we don't have no one in the assembly right now. So perfect. Then we okay. Any more questions, Emma?
No, but we can hear. We have one with it that's from Eastern Canada. Thanks for showing me the drive. It says. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching, and from all of us to all of you, have a nice weekend. Bye.